Hello and welcome to another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor Russ Stevens and Uncle Joe McLaughlin. JP's first son, Tim Hoey, will be here very shortly. Well, we start another great show over the Grandstanders Live, and we start with, I'm starting positive tonight, guys. We're going, I'm not even the breaking news of Craig Breslow. I'm going to the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics have played historically in these 4 games. The last 2 games have set records as far as leads in the game, points scored, and they've just got started. We always start with Russell. Russell, can you believe that they've melded together in this way this early?
No, I can't. But it's a testament to talent, right? Like what they did was they upgraded talent seriously at 2 positions. They traded 4 guys for 2, basically, or let 4 guys go and got 2. But those 2 are really, really talented and more talented than the people they gave up.
Yeah, great point. Joseph, looks like KP Porzingis has found a new friend, and JB has found a new friend in Porzingis. Those 2 look like they have a relationship that the 2 Jays have never had.
Oh yeah, I think they, there's a yin and yang there, with the big man, and and Brown clearing out space for Porzingis that gives him room to operate. But I caution you on the optimism, because remember last year, it was the exact same way. When the teams weren't playing defense early in the season, the Celtics were just having their way with everything. They were they were the number 1 offense, most efficient offense of all time. And then it settled down. And I think they'll settle down a little.
It's a really good point, and we wise to remember that. There's one difference though, Joe. Last year they started off that hot because they were making every freaking 3-pointer that they could possibly take. They were historically making threes. They are, I think they're the 2nd or 3rd team in the league in terms of post-ups right now, and first by far in post efficiency,
which was 0
last year. So their offense looks fundamentally different than it did last year. It's resulting in pretty similar amount of threes, but they are really pounding the posts when they can. And that means Holiday, KP, Tatum looks like a beast right now.
And the other thing is they're playing a lot more defense early this year than they played last year. Especially those 2 guards getting a lot of blocks, a lot of steals, clogging up the passing lanes and making making offenses go backwards instead of forward. So that's been very nice to see.
And the arrival of JP's first son, Tim Hoey. Timmy.
Rowing is kayak into.
Timmy, you have that hope coming in and out. It's like you're in a space shuttle.
He's not giving up the cigar. He's not going indoors.
Let me take
one great step from mankind.
How's that? Any better?
It's still going in and out a little bit.
A little better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah. Timmy, we're talking about the Celtics, and obviously,
oh my goodness, huh?
Ticket holder, it's been quite an enjoyment watching these first 4 games, right?
Oh, have you ever seen anything like it?
Nope.
I mean, Derek White, every time he lined up to shoot, I couldn't believe, like Larry Bird, shots bottom of the net was the first thing it hit.
Timmy, I got a question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much? And I'll ask myself, how much of we missing Marcus Smart at this point in time?
I think the Grizzlies are 0-4.
Yeah,
like an old girlfriend that you loved, but you found one that's an upgrade.
That's right.
You thought you had it good, and now you've realized what really good is.
Well, I think just seeing KP and JB with their arms around each other on. Did you see that the arms around each other on the bench in the 4th quarter? I had not seen Jaylen Brown act that relaxed and happy since he's been there with the Celtics.
Look, I think, Scotty, the 2 things are related. I think that these guys are enjoying the space that getting rid of Smart has given them. And Jaylen even referred to it obliquely. He didn't trash Smart, but he referred to like, we get to be leaders now, and they don't have any overhang with guys saying, well, I was here first.
I might say this about Smart. He might have been necessary for that time period.
Yeah.
Right. But now it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi can go away, and his little mentors can, they can't. The professor can't teach them anything anymore.
Yep.
But he added to this club. I'll never put any dirt on Marcus. He served the necessary purpose when he was here, and they're ready to graduate.
But Joe, doesn't it build on the theory that in the NBA the best players have to be the leaders?
Well, in basketball, it behooves you to, because there's so few people, there's only 5 guys on the court on the team. So the best guy should be the leader.
Yep.
And everyone should follow.
Buddy,
it's not like football or baseball where there's so many positions that the leadership can come from any of them.
Yeah, that's right.
I know Chara was on that Bruins team, but I've talked to a lot of people that said Sean Thornton was the leader of the Bruins. He was the guy in the locker room.
Yeah, all right. Well, again, I'm just talking about the NBA. To me, no, I understand that, but the NBA, it's pretty clear that the top player has to be the leader of the team.
Now, do we think Jason Tatum has it in him now? I mean, is he the leader?
Yeah,
it's not his personality.
Well, but I actually look. There's different kind of leaders, right? And I think he's leading in combination with Brown. I don't think And I tell you one thing. He's first off, he's a power forward now, right? He's playing, and a guy like that skilled, playing at the 4, there's no one else like him in the NBA.
No, and he's adding a move or two like Kobe, like Jordan every summer, and now all of a sudden he's got that back to the basket 15-foot Kevin McHale play now, right?
It's nice to see.
I'll say, for a long time, he did not take it to the hole strong. He'd get in there and he'd get thwarted. He put the muscle on necessary to I know when things are going good for him, when he's taking it. Everything to me for him bases off is he taking it to the basket, and then if he is, everything good starts happening around that for him.
And again,
he's added 30 pounds probably to his frame since Bam Adebayo swatted the ball right out of his hands there in the playoffs. He's made a concerted effort to get bigger, stronger, and remain faster too.
And props to Missoula, exactly what we wanted. Last night, the old Missoula from last year, those guys still have 35, 36 minutes put in on that game. All the starters were in the 20s, and that's what it should be in a wipeout.
Yeah, but he's also looking at this team and is confident. I texted you guys the other night when they went way up in the past, and again, look, Timmy and I feel the same way about Smart. But they'd get way up in the past. Smart would start screwing around, throwing alley-oops from 45 feet. Grant Williams would start mouthing off. And all of a sudden, they'd get distracted, and these other teams would get back in the game. When you bring in Drew Holiday, right, to start a third quarter when you're up by 20, you think he's going to screw around with anything, that guy?
He's the adult in the room. Every time he gets on that court, everyone starts to mind their P's and Q's.
He had a key rebound against the Heat in the fourth quarter. Where he came from the top of the key. I don't know if you remember this, and got the rebound in the free throw line. And it was such an underrated play, but it really, to me, was it didn't happen last year. But a guy like him, you have two of the smartest guys in the history of the NBA in Derek White and Holiday as your guards. I mean, it's pretty remarkable that we're watching this in real time.
I just can't believe how great a job Brad Stevens has done. I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, Timmy, is, it's nothing that you could predict until somebody gets injured, right? Because the risk he's taken is, again, he gave up 4 guys essentially, because he let Grant walk to get 2, upgrading the talent. But they're not as deep as they used to, and they've got a couple guys who are either old or injury prone. So I'm just at this point in time, I feel like if they stay healthy, look out.
Yeah, well, I think if someone gets hurt during the regular season, it won't matter so much. They've got enough talent. But to win a championship, they'll need all 5 guys to be healthy come playoff time.
I
So
agree.
it behooves Missoula to look at that long-term goal and make sure the 5 are ready to go.
Well, 6, Joe. I mean, you have to add Al Horford. He plays such a key role. When we
Good
saw
news is right now, Tatum and Brown are all averaging 33 minutes, or all these guys are averaging under 30, basically 33 minutes or under.
Yeah.
Now, do we think Brad could find one more guy, say the level of a Brogdon, to add to this group?
Yeah, that's a pretty tall order.
Yeah, see,
when you don't have any money.
The problem right now is the only money they have to work with is $6.2 million of a trade exception. They just, unless they trade 5 guys, right? And now you've emptied your bench because their salaries are so low.
They need a buyout guy that can really contribute.
That'll be cheap down the end of the line.
I like Brissett. I like, he's a real scrapper. He's a guy who can get offensive rebounds. I feel like a Brissett can play a role 5 to 8 minutes in the playoffs and real nice change of energy. So when we start talking about building a bench beyond the first 6, I think Brissett could have a role. I think he's maybe numbers 8.
Could be, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
only problem I see with this team right now is playing against the big men like Giannis and Embiid and Jokic.
Yeah.
If Porzingis, seems to handle the smaller guys, the thinner guys, the willowy guys with no problem. And his offense is no problem against the big guys, but he doesn't seem to be able to stand up to the big guy defending the big fellas.
All right, what do we think of Pritchard? Because I think the jury is really still out. I don't know if Pritchard's a guy that can contribute against top teams.
I still did notice.
He looked great last night.
Every play they go after him on defense, they try to do the switch, and get the mismatch. Yeah. They just attack him.
They're gonna
Jimmy
do
Butler
that.
Does, yes.
They're gonna do that for sure, and it's up to the Celtics to take the edge off of that. But we were going back and forth and we were joking around, but it was a small sample size. He played well last night, and Hauser hit 5 out of 6, and all of a sudden, it doesn't look as bad. But to me, it doesn't matter how well Pritchard plays with the scrubs. All that matters is how Pritchard plays as the 7th man or the 8th man.
Yes. How he plays with the first team.
The only thing that matters.
He does better when he's in there with the starters.
Of course, because he's got all this space. When he's trying to make things happen as the engine on offense with the scrubs, to Scotty's point, he doesn't look like he does anything well at that point.
The scrubs don't cut at the right time. They don't know how to get themselves open so that he can get them the ball.
Right.
So he ends up making a crappy shot.
I think the league has changed defensively, even in the last couple of years, where even in the regular season, they defend the line much tighter than they used to. In the regular season, especially in November, they're letting you get the free 3-pointers anytime you want to take them. Nope, they're all there now. And so I think this hurts Pritchard because he's so small.
Yeah. What is he, 6'2"?
Yeah.
Which is small in today's NBA.
You know what it is too. Our other, White and Drew are so tremendous defensively that it's a marked step down when we see. Yeah.
But you can hide one guy on defense. Here's the bottom line: is you can hide one guy on defense, and they should be able to get around that. It's going to come down to, does he hit the open shots? Because he's going to get open shots with those guys.
With the first one, you'll get open shots.
Yeah,
he's got to become Steve Kerr, 2.0.
Yeah,
I think he was re-signed to be traded.
But they can't. I don't know that they can trade him at this deadline, Scotty. I think they've got to go past the deadline because
because
When
he's
you
still on the
sign
rookie
someone, you
deal.
got to so much
I
time
think
has
it's
to go by.
because 6 months or something. So I think they got to go like, I'm pretty sure they got to go past the deadline to trade him. I might be wrong
Okay.
on that. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
by the
you
way.
can't sign him to trade him.
They needed a mid-level salary, right?
Yeah.
They needed a $7.5 million salary because all these guys are making $3 million.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they can trade him this year.
You can see Brad loves his 6'4", 6'5" guards. You know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he sure.
If Brad
He'd
signs you
like
to
him
an
6'7"
extension,
if you could get him.
if Brad signs you to an extension, put your house up for sale. I mean, think about it. Think
He's
about it,
packaging
Rob.
it.
Marcus
Gone.
Smart, Rob.
Marcus,
It's like he-
gone.
Yeah, but they were
It's
the
like he's-
two most expendable that could get you something too.
It's like he's tying the bow on the package for the trade package. You know.
But look, that's a pretty good present. You get going out the door. I mean, more I watch Pritchard, I'm like, damn, he did nice by getting $7.5 million
Yeah,
a
he
year
sure
for
did.
4 years. I don't think anybody's giving him that. I mean, we see these
I-
guys like the Brissetts and the Stevens that we now pick up are, I don't know, they're similar type players. I mean, obviously different positions than Pritchard, and they're trying to make the team.
Yeah. Although we'll see. Let's just. I think we just got to give these guys time. We were killing Hauser. He hit 5 of the 6 shots, and now he's shooting 37% from 3.
Yeah, Russ.
Right.
I think you hit it. I think you hit the nail on the head. He's got to hit the threes. That's his job. You know, you're open. You got a 3. You better nail it, buddy.
Wait, and he hit a couple of contested ones last night too.
Did you see it went viral today? Did you see that some guy bet $50 on Pritchard to do all these crazy things last night?
And he did.
Won 50 grand.
Cut it out.
Yep, on a $50 bet. It was a DraftKings bet. You know, he had him like at
It was like
9+,
20 plus points.
1,001.
Yeah, he
1,001.
had 9+ assists. He had all these points, rebounds. He had all his crazy things.
Steals,
Tell ya,
blocks.
did you see Pritchard was fighting for? He was fighting his teammates for rebounds.
I'm telling you, he must have had part of that.
Hey, Scotty, was Pritchard the guy who bet $50 on himself?
I know, right?
I saw
Well, I
one
mean,
rebound. He went up and took it away from the teammate. You know, one
I
of
mean,
the
what's the
rebounds.
chances that he has 9+ assists in a game this early on when he hadn't done diddly the whole season?
Well, you need a blowout for him to get that much time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be D. White and
Okay, we have
You
to
know,
have.
they're not going to be hitting like 80% like they were
No.
last night. There's no way. And I go to a lot of games and I will look at those percentages up on the board. You just know they all even out. You know, they might be a
they
little off.
shot
but
like
they have
almost
this-
80% for the whole first quarter.
I know that. You know that's not sustainable.
All right, guys, I feel like I'm an 8-year-old child asking you guys this. Is Derek White real? Is he a real
He's even
person?
better than last year.
Is he AI? Is he
That hair was holding him back from reaching his potential.
I mean, the guy, what the feel for the game. First of all, he's an incredible shooter now, and when we got him, we didn't think he could shoot at all. But he's just always in the right place.
Yeah, he's willing to do all the little things, all the dirty
He
work.
is.
He's setting the tone for these guys. I am catching a little bit of a sense. I'm not comparing them to the big 3 of KG and Pierce, but I am getting a little bit of a sense. It's a similar dynamic in the sense that these guys have basically said, we really want to win a championship and we're willing to sacrifice, some of our own individual stuff in order to do that. And I think that's the spirit that's on the team right now.
Yeah.
But D.Y. didn't sign an extension.
No, but there wasn't any reason to do that.
He's
Yes,
betting on
two years.
himself.
The money wasn't right, he said.
He's betting on
The
himself.
2 years,
No.
they're not letting Derek White leave. Trust me.
No.
It's not happening. Because then you
But
have
he's
to
always-
look for another Derek White, and they don't exist.
Yeah, but
He's playing-
if comes around and someone offers him a max down the line,
Yeah, but they remember,
you're out of luck.
they can always pay him more than any other team. The Celtics can choose to pay him more than any other team because they have his bird rights.
Yeah. No,
So if he kept his pace, is he first team All-Star? I mean, how can he not? Who could
Well,
be
he's an
playing better than
all-star,
Derek
yeah.
White at this point, right? Who could be playing better than him
Well,
right
he's
now?
not a scorer, and they always put scorers in those first team.
Yeah.
All-Stars.
Remember
Yeah.
the second game of the year, I think he took 3 shots to me. He can be an all-star. I don't think he can be an all-NBA team
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
But he'll pick the all-defense team again.
Yeah, I just can't imagine anyone playing better than he's playing right now. I mean,
And okay, so again, the position of need to shore up the bench before the deadline, would that still be a bruising center type?
Or a big power forward.
Or do you
someone
need a
that-
shooter off the bench?
No, they got plenty of
Well,
shooters.
no,
I don't think you
I
need a
think they got
shooter.
Hauser.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
don't
got
think
they
so.
got
I think-
Pritchard and Hauser that can come
Yeah.
in and
The
shoot.
guys, Svi, Mikhailiuk, they could try
Yeah,
him out.
Mikel-
I don't know, Scotty, to Joe's point, we just need to wait to see what it's like when they go up against a team with a big burly center like Embiid, and how do they hold up? Because if
Wait,
they
who-
can't, then it's a big, right?
Who did Scotty key on all night last night during the game?
Buddy Hield.
They can't
Didn't
afford
look
him.
all
though,
that
guys.
good.
They're not getting Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
You'd have to trade Derek White to get Buddy Hield. You'd have to
Oh,
trade.
no.
Yeah,
I don't think you get Buddy Hield.
you can't. None of those guys you can get anymore. They're off limits unless
No.
you trade Derek White.
Yeah. No, I think you just need some dumpy, like Andre Drummond type center, maybe,
Yeah.
Who can.
Someone to give you 6 fouls, 6 hard fouls, and tire
Yeah.
out Giannis like Grant used to do. Giannis would be tired by the fourth quarter.
I'd like
from
to see
some
7
big fat guy leaning on you the whole time.
7'1", 280. Throw him in there.
Yeah, be a
Timmy-
Luskett. Oh, it doesn't have to be a skill player. It could be Luskatov type.
Yeah.
Just someone to lean on him.
Timmy, how happy are you that Grant Williams no longer puts the Celtics uniform on and bitches and moans?
I'll tell you, there was one game last year. It was a TV timeout, and he was just in the ref's ear. I was shocked that his teammates just didn't go over and just like throw him on the ground and drag him to the bench.
Yeah.
He was so annoying. It was beyond belief.
The
Now,
worst
you know what,
annoyance
though,
was
Timmy,
when he
I-
didn't get back on defense because he was busy yammering to the ref, and they're playing 4-on-5 down the other end.
That being
Every
said,
play.
right, and I agree with all that. He's averaging 32 minutes a game.
They
16
love him there.
16 points and 5 rebounds a game.
They love him in Dallas. He's a hero there already.
Yeah. Trust me, his act will wear out.
And I think they're undefeated too, aren't they?
They are. There's only 2 teams.
He'll become
Oh
his
my
baseball
God.
card.
Please, Celtics Dallas NBA final. Please.
Oh, that's gonna be Timmy's most hated team. He's gonna have Kyrie and Grant on it. Wait till they
I
come
watched-
to town.
I watched this giant 2-hour documentary on Kyrie Irving, like the whole saga. It just refreshed everything for me. You know what a freaking
Oh my
lunatic the guy
God.
is.
Oh, that would be perfect. The anti-Timmy series.
Oh,
of
those
all
Dallas Mavericks. He'll be there chomping at the bit to get at them.
Okay, would you rather have, start with Russell, Celtics Dallas or Celtics Lakers?
Oh, I would rather have Celtics Dallas only because I think we'd have a easier
Yes,
time
mop
beating
up the
Dallas
floor.
than the Lakers. Yeah.
The Lakers would be fun. Timmy, Celtics Dallas or Celtics Lakers?
Oh, I'd like to see Kyrie cry. I'd like to see him go out there and try to stomp on Lucky again. I'll never get
Joe?
over that.
Joe, Celtics Dallas or
No, I want the traditional. I'd rather see them play Dallas because Dallas is a much easier team for them to beat. They're bigger than Dallas, and the Lakers are bigger than them, so I don't like it.
Did you guys watch? We haven't talked about. Did you guys watch the Lakers series on HBO?
No.
No.
Oh, what the show about
Yeah.
the heyday of the
Yeah.
Lakers, right?
Yeah. You watched it.
I did, yeah.
It was good, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It was pretty good. I mean, boy, they made who was the coach?
Jerry West.
They made him not Jerry West.
Paul West.
They did not make Jerry West look very good in that. And
No, that actor was really good. Russ, Joe, you guys got to see this. I just finished it last night. You guys will love it.
I started it and
Like-
didn't like it.
Oh,
who's
I
really?
got
president?
mad. I'm a
Who was the
homer.
Who was the Lakers coach? It was
Paul Westhead when they won. Yeah.
no, not
Pat
well, not
Riley.
Westhead. Pat Riley. They did not make Pat Riley look very good either in that.
They didn't make
I mean,
anybody look good.
a
Hardly.
lot of people didn't come off very good in that.
Magic came off. Oh my! Russell, you haven't seen it?
No.
Russ, you have to watch it. Oh, you're
All
gonna
right,
love it.
I will.
Yeah,
It's pretty entertaining.
It's 2 seasons. They thought it was going to be a 3rd season. It's not. 2
It
seasons.
got canceled.
For all our audience, I would suggest that it's the acting's really good, and the guy who plays Magic and the guy who plays Kareem, they look like identical twins to those guys, don't they, Tim?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable, the casting. All right, boys, we got to go to the Boston Red Sox. This breaking news from the Grandstanders live desk: Craig Breslow, former pitcher, now the head czar of the Boston Red Sox, was announced in a press conference. Now, apparently, Warner and Henry were there today. Did they speak? I know Warner spoke. I saw.
Warner spoke.
but
Henry
Henry
was
did not.
just in the audience.
Yeah.
I
So
just
Henry-
finished watching it not long ago. It was
So Henry
mostly
ca-
Kennedy and Breslow.
So Henry owns the team, but decides he cannot participate in answering any questions.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's probably, he's been like that the whole time he's been here.
So he was
Wow.
at the Celtics game last week, but I don't remember seeing him in one Red Sox game the whole season.
Yeah, I don't recall. Yeah, no, he's absent. He's an absent owner.
He lives on his yacht. He doesn't even live there in Brookline, really.
You think he still has his complete mental capacity? That maybe he's somehow compromised, that he doesn't really want to speak in public.
How
'Cause
old is he?
that's weird, right?
How old is he?
I don't know, but don't you think it's weird that he sits in the audience when they're having a press conference about his team? And am I missing something?
You know what? I never thought of that.
Could be. I mean, or he just doesn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be both. Right. Like
He doesn't want any. I mean,
he doesn't want to
yeah.
answer hard questions. Remember the last time I think they were together was that winter weekend, which people went bananas on those guys. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Breslow comes
Yeah.
in.
Remember, he got booed twice
Yeah.
the last time he went on stage.
Yeah.
They
Breslow
booed him
comes
right
in.
off the stage.
Breslow
So
comes in.
do I have this right? He's 83 years old?
No,
Born in
no, Henry.
No,
No,
no.
73?
Yeah, I think he's probably right.
Born in
Yeah,
1949.
yeah.
73.
74.
74.
74. Breslow comes in. To me, one of the things he said, basically, don't fall too in love with the prospects because they're going out the door, and some of the positional players that you love are going out the door too. The one I heard, the positional players, I know he might as well have said Alex Verdugo.
Yeah.
He might as well have just said it straight out.
Yeah.
See, I would think he'd be talking about our third baseman.
No, because
No.
Warner interjected and said that Devers is going to be here for a long time. He's the center.
And why would you trade him when you're going to get 60 cents on the dollar? That would
Yeah.
be so stupid.
No, they're not going to trade him. They
No.
need stars, and that's what Breslow. But Breslow said the right things. Some of the great prospects that you love, who could go? Could Mayer go?
Probably not, but York's
York's probably gone, right?
Blyce.
Mayer could go because they got a couple of shortstop
Yeah.
prospects that have shown to be better.
I just doubt it. Everyone just, I don't think Mayer or the catcher. I think the only two safe ones in the whole organization right now are Mayer and the catcher.
That's probably, yeah. I would agree. Yeah, then Teal's not going anywhere.
No
chance.
You think he's gonna zero in on pitching? It sounds like, right?
Yeah,
He
he's
said
got
starting pitching is his.
Oh, he's going to get rid of the deadwood that's been down there for 5 to 6 years. Going nowhere, treading water.
He threw a dig at Heim and said, "We're not here to compete in the minor
At the-
leagues."
For the minor league championships.
I mean, that was a complete dig with
Good.
Heim, and I thought they were.
Good.
I thought they knew each other. I don't know why. I thought they were friends or
Good.
something. But
Yeah, Hines been trying to win the minor leagues for the last 3 years.
Oh,
When I
Breslow
heard
comes
middle-
from the Theo tree, and everyone made reference to that. Warner made reference to it, and Kennedy made reference to it, that they're meant to Theo had recommended and asked them to hire Breslow.
So my sources told me that they're talking at the Red Sox offices about getting 2 Japanese players, the pitcher from Japan and Otani, that they are actually.
I think they're serious about Otani. I really do.
Yeah.
And
I heard
I'd be all in
Otani
favor
isn't
of it.
serious about them, though.
That's not what I'm reading. That's definitely not what I'm reading.
Would Otani signing, as far as hype, be bigger than Manny?
Oh, yeah. People know Otani. People didn't really know Manny.
Right.
Okay, so I'm hearing 12 years at $500 million. Would you do that?
Yep.
Okay, you would do that.
You know what? I'm done worrying about, it's so much money and, they've got to have a budget. I don't give a crap about that anymore. We've been paying season ticket holder prices for so freaking long. There's no salary cap in this league. If if you got enough money to buy Liverpool, buy the Pittsburgh Penguins, and every other freaking thing that walks by you, you got plenty of money to put the best team on the field and sign superstars.
Yeah, and
That's
in
the
4 or 5
Russell I
years,
like right there.
in 4 or 5 years, these contracts look like you're getting a discount.
I think there's no question.
The way
Yeah,
things go.
$40 million a year, right? We know financially, not that we're worried, like Russell so eloquently said, but we know financially the residual income they will get from having Otani there will be double or triple.
Yep.
I mean, so he pays off and hype wise, won't that be fun to watch that guy play every night?
Well, that'll be a
my
reason
God.
to stop flipping the channels once again, like when Manny and Pat
Timmy.
were up,
How many guys over the last couple of years have you literally put down whatever you do and watching at bat? Like when Devers was going well for a couple of years, maybe. Yeah. I wanted to see, Casas, but they have nobody who you stop everything to watch when he's up at bat. And
I just remember Otani will hit at least 20 home runs over the Green Monster. He every time he's there, it's a quick little poke for him. He has such great bat control. This is, we'd have a guy hitting 50 home runs a year.
That I would love.
But
I would still make Yamamoto my first, option because they need pitching more than anything else.
Sure,
but you can survive with the hitting they have now, practically. But pitching is more important. Otani would be the cherry on top of the sundae, though. I'll take it.
Yep.
Do you think Breslow takes the job if he didn't have assurances that they were going to be able to spend lots of money?
Yeah.
Well, Scotty, I don't know. Were people lined up to hire this guy? I don't know.
So here's the thing, though, and then I got to hop off.
They asked him that question.
I have to hop off. He's Theo's boy, and I'm sure Theo talked to him and the Red Sox about this job. What do you think Theo would be telling this guy? Don't take this job unless you get to spend. Yeah, because you're going to get washed out of here. Otherwise,
right? Yeah, and he understands the market, and that's what he said today. I mean, what a difference of the press conference between him and Heim. He's confident, prepared. He's experienced.
And he was in Chicago. He wasn't in freaking Tampa Bay. He was in a big market, right?
Yeah. And he played for 13 years. He played many years for the Boston Red Sox.
Didn't you like the way he
explained? Hey, Russell, thank you.
All right, Russ, see you, buddy.
Enjoy the evening. Have fun.
Thank you. Bye.
And didn't you like the way he explained how he intended to reassess and revamp this Red Sox pitching development?
Yeah. That's what he's there for, right?
Yep.
Right, Timmy? That's what he's a pitching guy. So we need pitching.
I think you brought up the stat. It was staggering. The World Series that we've won, we've only had 2 pitchers that were brought up in our system.
Yep. It was Buchholz and Lester. The only 2 guys that started a game.
Remember, we had Papelbon.
We had Papelbon. Yeah, I was going to say Papelbon. Yeah.
In all those playoff games, in all ALCS, ALDS, World Series, only 2 guys and it's not just the 4 years they won the world championships. It was the other years they were in the playoffs and didn't make it, like losing to Chicago and stuff. And only 2 guys were there developed by them.
Yeah, they've done a horrendous job developing. And you think about all the guys that came up with such hype that they could have traded, the Henry Owenses of the world.
Oh,
kept
what a
on
stiff.
that they could have got some good players that they didn't, and they came up there and would complete bust.
And if they'd known they were going to be a 4A, they see these guys every day. They should be able to assess them better.
Yes.
Let's get rid of this guy because he's never going to be a major leaguer. He'll always be a 4A guy.
And don't you think there's an advantage of being a Boston Red Sox minor leaguer, that there's greater hype for those players?
You mean tradability?
They have greater value before they come up. I mean,
Pump and dump.
The whole league knew about Henry Owens. He was terrible. He wasn't a major league player. I don't even know what.
I think all of Boston sports, we've seen it throughout the years that we put so much attention on our athletes that most people that play in this town are kind of like, a lot of the Patriots included, are overhyped. They go somewhere else. They don't do very good.
That's exactly right.
We give so much attention. We have such, so many sports writers and television stations following these guys. It's such a sports crazy town. Most of them get probably a little more attention than most other cities.
Well, it was, again, nothing was more glaring of the Chaim Bloom administration and what a failure it was than last night and watching Nathan Eovaldi come in and win the World Series.
Win the World Series.
Texas Rangers.
He was the best player in all of baseball, best pitcher in all of baseball over these playoffs.
Oh, not even 5 wins, 5 victories from a starting pitcher. Complete fail. He picked Corey Kluber over Nathan Eovaldi. Yep. And Eovaldi would look awful good in this rotation moving forward.
Who won the MVP?
Was it Seager? I think it was Seager.
So. Seager he's just a great player.
Oh my God, right? Look, they spent money. They took got Simeon and Seager in the same year 2 years ago.
They've drafted well and they've traded well too.
Yeah. And
but they did pay for DeGrom and Eovaldi this year. They went out and bought pitching.
Yeah.
And it paid off for them. DeGrom didn't make it all the way, but he was their stud for most of the year.
Yeah.
Now, did I see something that the Rangers only had 6 or 7 more wins than the Red Sox during the regular season?
No. They had no. Hey, geez, I made a lot of money on the Rangers. The Rangers did just fine during the regular.
Who was there? Was it the Diamondbacks then that only had 6 or 7?
D-backs, yes, yeah.
They had 84 wins, right? Yeah, I think they had 84 with the Red Sox.
And that they were saying that they prayed. I showed you guys that article. They were praying the D-backs didn't win because that would kind of prove to like the Red Sox owners, we don't have to spend a lot of money and we can still win a World Series.
Just make the playoffs and you got the chance.
Yeah.
Billy Beane kind of.
Do you think they're gonna have to fix this playoff format? Is it bad?
No, it's not. It's fine. I thought it was
too many teams making the. I saw a lot of things. The interest is down in the playoffs this year on television.
Well, that's because two teams that weren't, the favorites of the fans. There was no Dodgers. There's no Yankees. There's no, Red Sox.
Do you think a team, that the way it's set up now? Do you think these teams deserve to be in the playoffs? Do they have a right? Have they earned it? We were growing up. It was the American League versus the National League.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then they expanded. I think should a team like with that crap of record have a chance to win the World Series?
Yes, why not? Look, Timmy, in the NHL and the NBA, 16 teams make it. And we don't complain. It's only 12 in Major League Baseball. Look, that's just the way it is. In NHL and NBA, you have to win 4 series. I mean, look at the Bruins. They got eliminated by the worst team in the playoffs.
I know. So, I don't like it.
But you got to give it to the Rangers. What did they set the record? 11 straight road wins. 11 straight road wins. That's amazing in the playoffs.
I think it's
tough.
pretty clear that if you have a great team, that the regular season is just preparation for the playoffs, and you have to set everything up and moving forward, your analytics guys got to figure out what's the best way to get us ready for the playoffs, because you got to, you have to win playoff games. I'm sorry. I'm all for this. Don't you?
And you need starting pitching. You need good starting pitching.
Yeah.
To win
Now,
in the
I
playoffs.
didn't
Guys that
watch a
can
lot
take
of
it. The Texas had no bullpen.
Did the Texas starters go a lot of innings?
Yes.
Well, they had Montgomery was very good. Evaldi obviously was great. Scherzer did not do one. I mean,
He got hurt the last time out.
but they had some good
He
middle
only went
relievers.
3 innings, and I know because I had him. All he had to get was 3 strikeouts, and I would have won a lot of money. And he got
Hey,
hurt.
Joe,
And had one.
Wait, you said you rode the coattails of Max, and you bet you won last night with the Rangers, then, right?
Yeah, but I only got like 3.5 to 1 odds. When you told us about that bet,
Yeah.
I immediately went, but it was plus 350.
Yeah. Can you believe
They still hadn't played the Astros at that point.
50 to
Nice
1
little score by Maxie there, huh?
Yep. 100 to 1 on a $50 bet.
Yeah, I jumped immediately on Maxie's coattails on that, but I didn't get anywhere near the action
And he already got paid, so he's very happy. He got paid.
Oh,
yeah.
hey, that's the down payment on a car, brand new car or something.
Yeah, he's very happy in South Korea right now. He's got plenty of cash.
They
gotta go to.
They pay him in yen.
No, it was a bookie. So, and the bookie guy.
So it's $100 bills, Jim.
He's very, very happy, boy. I was watching those games, guys, like it was the Red Sox. Oh, you know how it is with your kids. You sweat stuff out, like it's your own. All right, we got to go to the New England Patriots. And look, I've said the Grandstanders Live has been a cutting edge show for a decade, but we mentioned this a number of weeks ago that Mike Florio.
We mentioned it last year. We
talked about.
Me and Russ bandied that one about last year.
Belichick
Belichick
would be traded, and we picked the team and the Commanders. And the rumors are coming strong that who owns the Magic Johnson? Maybe a Magic Johnson. If you see Magic Johnson and Bob Kraft out at a nightclub, they're probably both going to get laid that night, and they're going to probably trade.
Bob only gets a handy.
They're going to trade Billy B to the Commanders. I'm all for it. What do we get?
How about the Raiders? Are they in the conversation?
Oh, that could be.
Tom Brady's going to be there. Something there. Tom Brady's the boss there.
That's a
Tom
good suggestion.
Can you imagine that Tom Brady would fire Josh?
No, he's not officially owner yet. Part owner yet.
No, but he's calling the tunes there.
That was Davis's call, right?
Yep, they're paying him
with Tom in his ear saying, "Get rid of this bum."
So apparently Davis went into the locker room, and Davis is a nut job. He went into the locker room, talked to some of the players. They all said they didn't like Josh McDaniels, which nobody likes the coach. And then he just fired him.
So we talked about
done a terrible job, though.
They're paying ex-coaches quite a few quid over there right now.
Yeah. No, I thought. Are you sure they're paying Gruden? I thought they weren't.
I read that.
I don't think they're not paying Gruden now, because remember that's what his lawsuit's about.
Yeah.
So
they fired him for cause.
They had cause inappropriate behavior or whatever.
Yes, with those emails with the Commanders, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but McDaniels, Davis had a nice little tweet about him and wishing him well and say thank you very much. So McDaniels is going to get paid.
My God, what a short lifespan.
And that's why Bob Kraft will hire him, just like he jumped right on, hired Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, because he's free now.
He's going
to be the end of O'Brien?
Bob a penny.
Do you think O'Brien will go be a head coach somewhere, or
who?
The offensive coordinator now for the Patriots.
Bill O'Brien. Based on the job that he's done, He's not getting anything. He's lucky he has the job with the Patriots.
He's probably
So you
better
think
off
they-
as a head coach.
You think they'd broom him out and
And put
Bring Josh
McDaniels
right
back
back.
in. No, I think that's all done. I think they're done with McDaniels. I think they're done with. I think they're soon to be done. O'Brien. We need new blood coaching. We need a Mike McDaniels types. This old coaching trio of the Belichick is it's just not effective anymore.
you wonder if Belichick has it in him to kind of get rejuvenated and say, "Hey, I'm going to put my nose to the grindstone here again," and
How many
straighten the ship.
71-year-olds worth probably $100 million do you know would do that?
Oh, he's worth a lot more than that.
Well, how much self pride does he have? I mean, I think the guy has a little ego there. He might want to show the world that he still got it.
Okay, so my question is, what do we want in return for Bill?
3 first-round picks.
Okay. Wow. All right. Okay, that sounds good to me, Joe.
Put him on the market. See what offers he gets.
People will offer 2. I don't know about 3. Or,
Wow.
unless they've got a stock like some NBA teams have, where you can give, like a 28th, a 27th, and a 26th.
And does Belichick have to sign off on it?
Of
He'd have
course
to
he
say
would.
yes to
He'd
it,
have
right?
to sign a new contract.
If he still wants the coach, he has to. I mean, obviously he can just say, "You trade me, I'm going to retire."
Now he could look at a program too, and they have a nice young quarterback and some up and coming stars. I mean, just like Parcells kind of did with the Patriots. He
Absolutely.
saw good things
Well,
coming.
they all do. They
know?
all take a look, and it's been. I think it was Tom Curran that had a good piece about how it looks like Bill is making the Patriots very attractive, clearing the decks for you. Going to have a high pick.
All right, I'm going to go. You guys
And you got the
continue.
most money to spend of anyone in the entire NFL. You're going to have as much more money than anyone else to spend in the NFL, and you're going to have high draft picks.
So he would making it attractive for a new coach. You mean?
Yes, and maybe he would be going in a trade somewhere where he'd be happy, where he gets to choose his landing spot. And you see the Commanders kind of doing the same thing. They just traded it for more draft capital, getting rid of Chase Young, the former. He was like a top 3 pick, I think.
So do you think
the
Belichick?
other end too?
So you think if I'm Belichick, he's chasing that win record, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell that in football history, he's like a historian.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think as much as anyone says, I think he would really like to do that before he.
So if they put a team in front of him that in his mind looked like he would get to that plateau, that goal quicker, that would probably make it attractive for him, right?
He could build it in 3 years, and he'd have an owner that'll spend money too, if he goes somewhere else. Because Bob just ain't going to spend money. He keeps giving these crappy old coaches like Judge and Patricia, and he's going to bring back Josh McDaniels because he's free.
But don't you think Kraft will have to open the bank account though? Is he just
He never has.
Because they've been at the top all the time, Joe. He's never had to before.
Do you think? Wait, does Gerard Mayo deserve the head coaching job? What has he done?
I don't know enough. I don't know really.
Yeah, we're not privy to behind the scenes.
I don't know. All we know is like all we really know is what other head coaches have done, right? These guys who haven't been head coaches, we really don't know if they'd be any good at it.
Would he make Josh McDaniels the head coach?
No, we know Josh has had 2 chances and he failed miserably at both. Miserably. I mean, things got worse and worse every day he was there.
So some guys are very good at certain jobs, and they're not good at other jobs, And Josh, it appears that Josh, you give him a task to do, he's probably very good at it, but he's might not be good at delegating other people to do tasks.
Is
And
Mac
Ziegler
Jones?
got fired too. The general manager, Ziegler,
Yeah.
that used to be the assistant GM here, he got fired too.
What was his name?
Dave Ziegler.
Right. So, does Mac Jones finish the season as the New England Patriots starting quarterback?
Yeah, for lack of anything better. Unless you're going with Will Greer, if you think he can do something for you.
Is Cunningham still with us?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just a novelty.
I don't know. I don't know, Scott. He showed pretty good in preseason. I know you're going against the scrubs, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He seemed like an exciting player.
Were you
Can
guys
we do any worse? We can't do any worse, Scotty. Right?
No. Were you guys surprised that we didn't trade any of our players before the deadline?
No. There's not a lot. The NFL, they don't trade much. And I'm sure like the only thing attractive would be Duggar and Uche, and they probably are going to re-sign them and, intend to resign them. So why would you trade them?
Now
You
we're
gotta keep
at a point at 2-6. We're at a point now where it's just time to root against them.
Yeah. The only one I could think that someone might want that they would have traded would be like Ezekiel Elliott. He's only
you
here
only
for
get
a
a
year.
6th round pick, Joe, for maybe you'd be lucky.
Yeah, but running backs get hurt so often that there'd be a team or two around that would need someone like him. Would give you maybe a 5th rounder too.
Is this team capable at all of making some kind of run?
No.
This is a bad team.
You don't have a quarterback. You got to make a run. You got to have a quarterback, and they don't have some. They'd be better off with the kid with the mustache there.
Is he the biggest flop?
Mac Jones?
No, you're not the biggest. There's been worse.
No, would you say who's a bigger flop? Mac Jones as the number 1 pick or Cole Strange?
Mac. It's just given the importance of the position.
But Strange is
Strange is fine when he's healthy. He just hasn't been healthy this year. He's great when he's healthy, just not when he isn't.
All right, it's prediction time, and the Commanders come up again. We're playing the Commanders at home, 1 o'clock game on a Sunday.
What's the spread? Who's favored?
What is the spread, Joe?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't even looked at it. But the under is probably going to be the smallest under of the year. Yeah, over under of the year.
Yeah, they just traded 2 of their top defensive players, Chase Young and some other guy. The Commanders, so they're really trying to tank. We need this game to lose because this is a potential win. And
but there's a lot. We're going to play the Giants too.
I know we need to lose to them too. But
they're worse.
Patriots are favored -3.
Oh, it's here. 3 is what they give you for just being the home
That's
team.
for being at home, yeah.
Oh, wow, you have to take the Commanders.
So it's they call it a toss-up.
I'll pick you know what? I'm picking the Patriots this week.
All right, here we go. Patriots, what's the score, Timmy?
I get the Patriots 20-13.
Wow. All right, Joseph.
3-2.
A safety and a field goal.
Yeah. That's what these two did. I don't know if they can get that. I like your score. I'll go. Whatever Tim said, I'm in.
The over/under is 41.
So there's the
wow.
We got the Patriots in the under. Book it.
The Cleveland Arizona game. The over/under is 37.5.
Yeah, for all the rules that they've put in for the offense, there's just too many bad quarterbacks out there to.
Tennessee and Pittsburgh, the over/under is 37.
Yeah, I still want the under on that.
Would you guys agree that the NFL is not a very good product right now?
I would agree, Scotty. It's amazing how many bad teams there are.
It used to be just the first four games were lousy. The NFL really sucked. It was like it was the same as preseason, and then the last 4 games in the playoffs were just outstanding. But now they're going to get 2/3 of the way through the season before you see a good game.
But do you feel like the top quarterbacks are?
you think it has anything to do with the kids coming out of college early?
Well,
No, that's been happening for 40 years. You know?
I know.
this is
So I'm
my
trying to
theory. We
figure
talked
out-
Remember
about
in
it a
the
lot.
old AFL, they took kids right out of high school. Remember Cookie Gilchrist for the Bills? The big
This is
fullback?
my
Wonder
theory.
why-
I think the game is going to change again, is because we're seeing regression in top NFL quarterbacks like Allen, Herbert, and stuff. We're seeing regressions because these guys, these running quarterbacks, and they all are the top ones, are getting the literal shit kicked out of them. And you cannot stay in long term in the NFL getting hit.
I don't know. Mahomes and Allen have hung around for many years now.
Allen hasn't been
Well,
a
Mahomes has
but
been
Allen
around,
as a
what,
star hasn't
7 or 8
been.
years? Allen's
No.
been 5 years.
Allen
5
as
years.
a top player hasn't been there for long.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but he's been
John-
around 5 years.
But I'm
and he-
saying
God, yeah,
it's-
but he's regressing though. He's regressing.
he is.
Well,
They're
I think
all
it's the
regressing.
lack. He doesn't have a running game anymore where he always had one, and he doesn't have. He's only got one guy to throw to, Diggs now.
Well,
But he's always hurt, too.
Mahomes does not take on tacklers. That's for sure. You know, I mean,
Mahomes
so-
has changed his game. He either steps up in the pocket like an old-fashioned guy now, or he rolls to his right. He never rolls to his left anymore, and he never goes back, which is a smart thing.
Well, would you agree that this is the change to a running quarterback has proven to be a negative as far as the game?
Well, the ones that have the teams that have good ones are all at the top that have running quarterbacks.
Right,
And
but
now
they
everyone
all-
else is trying to catch up with that, and there aren't enough of those guys to go around.
Well, these running quarterbacks, you know, they can extend the play. That's Mac Jones's worst thing is extending a play. You know,
But you can do it other ways. Remember, Ben Roethlisberger was a pocket quarterback, and he'd extend plays just because he was a big bastard,
yeah,
and you
people would
couldn't get
kill-
him
yeah,
down. You couldn't get him down.
He'd shed the would-be tacklers, you know. But Mac Jones, it just is. It shows you need some escapability. Mac Jones cannot extend anything. I mean, he can't buy an extra 3 seconds out of anything.
No.
But Tom Brady extended it by just stepping up on the pocket, moving a little
Stepping
bit
up.
to the left or right. I mean,
But
had that
it's
feel.
taken Mac all this time to learn that at the pro level. He always retreated, which is the worst possible thing you can do, because then you run right into the guys that the tackles are pushed out and behind, and you're losing 20 yards in a play instead of 5.
Joe, you know the coaches have to be telling him step up, step up, step up, and his instincts
He
take
has
over.
stepped up a little this year. He has, and until he sees a few ghosts, as soon as he gets sacked, then it stops, and he starts retreating again. But for the first quarter or two, he will step up into the pocket.
well, we talked about for many years, for a number of years, obviously, that he was a smart quarterback, and he really isn't. He's really a dum-dum. Some of those passes, he got sucked in with Ramsey, sucked him in on that key interception last week. I mean, come on.
Played him for a fool on that one, didn't he?
I mean, geez. And then he said he knew the coverage, but he still threw it.
But he throws such a soft, he doesn't have any arm, and he can't throw a ball that far into the sideline, too.
No, he has to loft.
He floats it. It
Yeah.
just floats it up there. And a guy on the other side of the field's got time to run over and get it.
He's a safety's dream.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
he
something
is.
you can you work out? Can a guy with a certain skill level that a Mac Jones has, can he
Yeah,
get stronger?
if you could, everyone would be a major league pitcher or an NFL quarterback.
No, but I'm saying if you have a certain level, Joe, you have a certain level.
Yeah, but the kinesiology can give you a little something, give you another 5%.
Well, look at Joe. What did steroids do for the pitchers? An incredible amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those, that you're talking guys that could already throw hard.
Right, I know, but I'm saying it changed.
No, that's Scott. I agree with Joe. I think you're either born with the arm or you're not. What
I mean, you can do incremental improvements, but like Tim just said, you're either born with it or you're not.
He doesn't have a professional athlete body.
No,
he doesn't. I mean, the guy, he's got man boobs still. Yeah, he's just he's not defined at all. I mean, you look at Brady as his career went on. I know they like to show the picture.
He got better and better.
Yeah,
Well,
but
he
got-
relentlessly worked at it too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He,
I don't think
he
this
probably
kid-
spent $1 million. He probably spent $1 million a year in his body.
easy with the Guerrero and all that stuff. Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
right.
oh, you see where he dumped Guerrero? They're no longer partners.
Really?
Yeah, he dumped
Wow.
Guerrero and closed TB12.
Did it close in Foxborough already?
Yep, it's
Yeah.
I
closed
wonder
up
if they had
Tigers
a.
Drum.
I wonder if it was an amicable parting. or
I
if it
think
was,
they just weren't making the money he said they were. I don't think they were making any money. If they were making any at all, they might have been operating at a loss.
I'm sure. I'm
You know
sure they can
anyone?
both. Sure, they can both comfortably sit by the pool for the rest of their
Oh,
lives.
Imagine how much dirt he has on Brady.
When's the
So
book coming
that
out?
makes it amicable right then.
Yeah.
Right. That.
yeah.
Right. Oh, can you imagine?
You wonder if he has a non-disclosure
I'm
agreement.
sure he
you know?
does. Sure.
Oh,
They both do, I'm sure.
yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. All right, we go to Timmy's Boston Bruins and the kid Poitras.
Yeah.
Poitras.
He has.
I say Poitras.
He's yeah. Of course you do. He's
He's got the
staying
knack.
on the team, and that was that was far from a surprise. I mean, the kid's one of the best players in the
And
team.
he's not on the third or fourth line either. He's on the second line.
I really focused in on him last game, man. He's a good player. He's not afraid to hold that puck. He's not afraid to take his time. He sees the ice. He goes to the right place. The kid, and I know this might sound like sacrilege. People are saying Krejci. I'm saying Bergeron.
Wow.
The game, usually a kid like that, the game is too fast for him. But like Tim says, he sees the game is slowed down enough for him to take his time and make
He's
his
so
move.
patient with it. That someone puts a little pressure on him. He doesn't just spit it up, man. He holds the puck.
Small. He's a really small, skinny
Hey,
kid.
there's a lot of small, skinny guys. Johnny Gaudreau is like freaking looks like a 12-year-old.
Samsonov.
You know what I mean?
So what's
You
the
got it or you don't.
What? Well,
You
okay.
know this would amaze me. I remember going to watch Johnny Gaudreau. I think he was like 5'9", like 140 pounds at BC. And I'm at the Bean Pot, and I know when I used to play, I'd look at some guy who was coming in with all this hype, and I'd say, hey, I don't care if he gets 5 goals tonight. He's getting it. He's getting it tonight. I'm gonna find a way. He's getting it. He's gonna freaking be seeing stars at some point. Some of these guys, man, and I'm looking at Northeastern's defense that night. I think they all averaged 230 pounds. 6'2" is the smallest guy. Nobody could get a hold of the guy. They just they got there to that level because they're just elusive. They just know how to be elusive, and you just can't get a good piece of them.
Well, there's no Lizelle hype at all anymore. It feels like Poitras. He just leapfrogged him.
Yep.
I know. It came out of nowhere.
In the camp, he just showed so big. But tonight we get to see that Laurie. Because Grizzlick's out for a couple months.
Yeah.
McAvoy's out for 4 games. This is tough.
Deservedly so too.
Yeah, that was a cheap shot. They leave nowhere near the puck. He thought no one saw him.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy did something to him, or I hope there was a reason for it, because that was pretty, and I usually stand up my boot. That was pretty dirty.
Flashed that elbow.
That was unlike McAvoy.
Yeah, it was. That's
he's
why
got an edge to
Tim
him.
says he must have done something early.
He certainly has an edge to him. I mean, when he gets a chance to line somebody up, he usually takes it.
Does, yeah. But it's usually out of the blue line, and it's
you don't just go
borderline.
around doing that to guys in the other team unless there's a reason.
A lot of hype about the third goalie with Busey.
Yeah, he looked good in the preseason. He looked good.
Yeah, so would you be shocked if one of the Swayman or Omar go out the door for?
They've both looked so good
no,
so far this year.
No,
Omar
no, but I'm saying as far as acquiring somebody.
The Bruins have not been dominant this year, hockey-wise. They've been dominant goaltending-wise.
Yeah.
Their goaltenders are winning them these games. The games I've been to, it's been the difference has been the goal.
The other night they were down 2-0, and Elmark stoned like 40, had like 40 saves, and they end up winning in overtime 3-2.
And Swayman's doing the same thing, Joe.
Yeah,
But how long
Swayman
can we-
shut them out together the 2 nights before.
Yeah.
So is this the kind of thing that you want to see go on for 3 to 5 years with these two?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
This-
yeah.
They have found something good, and you don't mess with that.
Yeah. And they can steal a Stanley Cup with strong
With the goaltending, they can. Yes, I
And
think that's
Bussy-
why they got. I think that's why they got knocked out in the first round. He messed with the rotation with the goaltending. He had a nice thing going. The rest must have been working for Allmark, and he messed up that rest rotation. And I don't think you'll see him do that again. You know, no,
does
Scotty, you don't
McGraw-
mess with these two guys. You leave them be. Leave them be.
And Bussy can maybe, if he continues to show down in Providence, someone's going to come looking, and you might be
Yeah.
able to get another scorer to go with Pasternak.
Absolutely. Everyone's looking for a good goalie. Let me tell you that right now.
There's a lot of teams. There's at least a dozen teams that could probably want Bussy right now.
A goalie could make and break you. You know?
They're worth like 2 goals a game.
Yeah.
They get difference in the score. 2 goals difference in the score.
Now, Scotty, I think you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. I think Bussy is the trade bait.
You think so?
And he might be able to get you something really good if
There
you
you
got
go.
the money, if you got the salary cap room.
You got a team looking to build something strong. You know, they're at the bottom, and you go from the goaltending out. You know, your goalie, defenseman, forwards.
How
You might
surprising!
get a top first round pick from a team that's picking in the bottom 5, say.
How
Because
surprising is
the
this
odds
start?
that they pick good in the draft? You know what I mean? This kid's a proven commodity.
How
I'm sorry.
surprised-
I think we're
How
all surprised.
at you
aren't
that
we? I mean,
they're playing this well.
Scotty, how many names do you recognize in that roster? Like 6 of them are a mystery to me.
know.
You know,
Yeah.
It was
the
supposed to
goaltending.
be on the NHL channel tonight. It's not there. We're blacked out. They're showing Tampa Bay and Columbus. I think.
They're not nested.
Oh, here it is. It's on. It just came on. They
Who they
had
playing
the
tonight?
Islanders, Washington. It's on the NHL channel
Who are they
tonight.
playing?
Toronto, Matthews and
At home?
Nylander. Yeah, it's at home. I see the Mass General Brigham on the boards.
Timmy, you didn't have the tickets tonight?
I sold them. Or I gave them away. Or I sold them, something like that. One or the other.
Yeah.
Toronto's
go
a
to
good
all.
get because that's a fun team. They can score goals.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, that's our show for tonight. That was lots of fun. Of course, want to thank the fellas. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Thursday night at 7 o'clock for another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night.